Welcome to my channel. I'm Ragen, your host, and I'm here to share with you today the beginnings of my Cthulhu Christmas tree topper. If you saw my last video, I was talking about how we were planning this thing out. This is probably going to take me the majority of the week to get done, but I did get started at least, which is a start. So this is just building the basic armature and getting things started. I took an old Halloween craft skull that I had left over this year after I got everything else done. I had primed it and painted it, and I ended up not using it for the project that I had planned it for. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my Ulfa knife and cutting out the bottom. I made a little opening and then I got scissors because I'm much safer with scissors than I am a box cutter when it comes to doing something like this. I took some, I'm not sure what gauge armature wire that is. It's just some aluminum wire. It's pretty large but not huge. Just about any size that's got a little bit of stiffness to it that can be shaped decently will work, and a whole bunch of aluminum foil. So basically the foil, this skull is a little soft, so over the course of getting this built, that's going to get a few layers of foil to it. Plus I'm also trying to hide some of the features because the only main feature I'm really looking for from that skull is the eye sockets and just like the overall shape. But here I'm taking each, I have 8 wires cut, and I started off and I was just wrapping them, and then I realized that I wanted to loop the ends before I started wrapping them so that I had them all done, and it was a little bit faster process. But I'm making little loops. You'll see a little bit later on why I made the loops, but loops on one end, obviously it's to connect them, but you'll actually get to see the way that I have them connected to everything. And then I'm just wrapping those once I get them all twisted on the end so that they have a little eyelet there that I can feed onto another piece of wire. I'm twisting them all up in some foil to bulk them out so that it'll be a little bit easier when it comes to actually putting the clay on. I won't have to use as much clay, and they'll have a little bit more stability to them and everything. Plus it'll be a lot easier to get them all shaped and everything the way that I want them with the foil on them. They'll hold their shape a little better and stuff as I'm sculpting before everything gets a chance to set up and dry. I can position them and get everything exactly like I want it before I put on the clay and then let everything dry. So yeah, this is kind of a tedious process, but once I get all 8 legs wrapped, it goes pretty fast after that as far as getting the rest of the stuff done. But I just really wanted to make sure that I had them kind of evenly bulked out and that I have them covered all the way. And then I'm also making sure to kind of wrap foil around the very end because the ends of this wire are a little bit sharp, and I know that'll kind of work its way through everything as I'm moving around. I have a spider that I made a few years ago that I had that problem with the wires were too like sharp, and I only wrapped them in fabric and nothing else, and it all poked through. I know it'll work its way through the foil, but I mean, it's a tree topper. It's going to go on the tree, and then it's going to go in a box in between, being used, even though it might end up getting a position on my shelf. But it's not like the spider that was put in an area that was like reachable with small children. So it's less of an issue if it does happen to poke through. But yeah, see, I just took another piece of the same armature wire and I'm just putting the legs on there. Back my camera up a little bit so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm just twisting everything all together and working out how I'm going to actually attach it to the skull. And it took me forever to like just wrestling these things. The opening of the skull is actually going to be part of how I mount it on the tree. I'm also debating whether or not to put lights in the eyes. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to mess with that or not, but possibly. I might just put lights on the outside of it, I'm not sure. But now what I'm doing is I'm just taking the wire and bending everything in so that it can lay flat up against the inside of the skull. And then I'm going to get out my hot glue gun and glue the whole like inside piece of wire in place with just a big old gob of glue, and it should work pretty good. I turned up the temperature a little bit high on my glue gun. I put it on high, the highest it goes, so that it would really kind of melt in, because these skulls I got familiar with my glue gun gets hot enough to where it will melt the crap out of this plastic. So if I just load it up enough with glue, it'll fuse pretty good in there and hold everything in place. And like I said, I'm also going to be going over this with some masking tape and all the other things that are going to be put over it. So it should be fairly secure, but I do wrap some more foil around this base piece at one point so that it has that extra stability as well. Like I said, it's not a piece that's going to be, you know, tossed around like a football or anything. It's basically just going to sit in place on the tree, so I'm not too concerned about it. These little, I'm telling you, I think I mentioned this before in another video recently, but these little silicone, they're like for make like face mask spreaders, like for like, you know, like the peely masks and stuff like that. They work great for hot glue, for like pushing down on it. You just have to like hold it still and make sure that it doesn't like string off if it's not cooled all the way. But it's really nice to use to push down on hot glue and kind of manipulate things without burning your digits. So I think that's my new favorite thing. Like, that's probably the one tool I've used the most. I got it at like the dollar store, the Dollar Tree or whatever. And I use it just about constantly now whenever I'm hot gluing things. So yeah, see, we're already starting to get some shape going here. Look at that. It kind of looks like a spider, but like I said, I have a long ways to go. I can't wait to like build the wings and stuff, because this thing's gonna be so epic. Now it's just a disco spider. That's what it looks like, or a disco octopus. But we'll get there. I'm still kind of debating too on like curling up the ends, like a little bit more on the legs, positioning them different or whatever. I was going to leave it to where they were like more easily positionable, but I kind of decided against that. I kind of want to make it more of a rigid structure so that it, you know, keeps its shape. What I'm going to do is do a lot of that using the like when I do the air dry clay and everything, I'll make sure that I'll put it up on the tree and, like, you know, do some test runs and make sure that I get things exactly where I want them to be before I get everything fully locked in place. It's just so cool. I'm already so proud of it, and I have so far to go. But it's just a lot of fun. A lot of fun to work on. Anyway, but that is the beginning of my Christmas tree topper. I hope you come back over the next few days and see how my progress is with this. I'm excited. I'm like really excited. You have no idea. So, yeah, I'm glad to share this. I'm glad that you stopped by and that you're hanging out. And I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you. And if you get a chance, check out Twisted States. I've fully updated my website. Buzzsprout, I have a new episode up. I also updated my Instagram and YouTube and all that fun stuff. And we're doing it. It's probably gonna be like a monthly episode thing now instead of weekly, because I way bit off more than I could chew with that. So, but it's okay. Between the daily vlogs here and everything else, that's a little bit much. And then after the new year, I'll be doing a weekly vlog here, or weekly craft videos, one of those two. So I will definitely have weekly content on this channel no matter what. And I'll have a little bit more information on that coming up really soon. And so it'll be weekly here, monthly on the podcast. And yeah, make sure and check me out on Instagram and all that fun stuff too. And hopefully one of these days I might actually hit 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. That would be amazing. So just throw that out there. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go. But thank you for watching. Thank you for checking this out, and I really hope you enjoyed what you see, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye.